Let's jump right into the rankings this week. Denver faces Washington on Sunday night. Not going to be a classic, probably, but at the same time, some interesting fantasy angles, including what do we do with RJ Harvey? Now that likely the starter didn't get that full starter usage against the Chiefs before the bye week, but an exquisite matchup against the Commanders this week.
Yeah, Harvey played 61% of the snaps against the Chiefs, 11 carries and 3 targets. It wasn't a great matchup. Jaleel McLaughlin did get the red zone touch, so that was a rough one there. But that said, McLaughlin's going to have a role. But Harvey could not be set up better here. The lack of speed laterally at linebacker for the Commanders is an issue. They can get Harvey to the edge as a runner. They can use him. We've seen it. There are a few games. He had 5 targets against Houston. They could get him as a receiver on the outside. This is the matchup. If they want to weaponize him, this could be a ceiling game. No guarantees. So I'm at running back 21, but there's real upside here.
Outside of the Bengals, Bills, and Giants, this is probably the best matchup you can get right now for a running back with Harvey's skills. Another young running back, another rookie that's going to be stepping up and roll this week is Devin Neal of the New Orleans Saints. Alvin Kamara's got the MCL sprain. What are you doing with Devin Neal?
So Devin Neal came in early when Alvin Kamara went out with the knee injury. We don't expect him to play as of this recording on Wednesday. It seems like a sprained MCL. So Devin Neal plays 74% of the snaps against Atlanta. He gets 7 carries. Taysom Hill gets 10, both on the field at the same time quite a bit, but 7 targets for Neal, and that's huge, catching 5 for 43. So if you're in a PPR league, I'm at running back 24, and the Dolphins have been really good against the run, and they've actually been decent against pass-catching running backs, but I think volume is king here. So I think if you need Neal, you're going with him here.
Ironically, the Dolphins were one of our targets against the run earlier in the season, but lately they've turned things around there. I have Devin Neal at 27. By the way, RJ Harvey at 18, by the way. Definitely with it, a standard starter here. Let's move on to wide receiver. We talked a little Colts last week. Alec Pierce was a whiff for us. I think it was a whiff for the Colts. He got 2 targets in that loss to the Chiefs. The Colts lost their way a little bit. Let's talk Michael Pittman this week against the Houston Texans. A really tough matchup for Daniel Jones. Really tough. I think we're going to see more of the same this week that we saw against the Chiefs. Pittman's probably the best wide receiver to start for the Colts. What are you doing with him?
So the famous red downside tag. I got him as wide receiver 20. He had 8 targets last week, but I had the downside tag. Look, he had 8 targets, 5 for 27. Lucky he got the touchdown. Very lucky he got the touchdown. Yep. And this is like you said, nightmare matchup. This team doesn't have to blitz the Texans to get pressure, and they're going to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And Pittman's going to have a horrible cornerback matchup, whether it's either one of them, Stingley or Lassiter. It's not easy. So I think volume plays here, but be careful. This could be a really big downside game.
Exactly 20 on my rankings list as well, by the way. And the one other note I'll say, first home game for the Colts in a month. They technically had a home game, but it was in Berlin. But they're playing indoors for the first time in a long time. Tight end, Brenton Strange came back, had 95 receiving yards. He was their first target on their first drive. He had some big catches later on. He's a big component of this Jaguars passing game. What are you doing with him at tight end?
Yeah, the Kansas City game in week 5 is when he got hurt. So that game gets thrown out. He didn't play, I only think it was a half. So he has played 5 games this year. He's had between 4 and 7 targets in every single one. And there's only one game he had fewer than 45 yards. He is a big component of this passing game. You pretty much can count on right around 10 PPR points. And if he finds the end zone, you might even do better. And a little side bonus note, he is a big component of their run game with his blocking. And it's going to help Travis Etienne. That's a side note, but Brenton Strange, tight end 13 this week.
I'm even higher than you. 9.
Yeah.
9 for me. Let's go.
Yes,
with an arrow up. Yes. All right. Arrow up for you. Arrow down for you on side dishes at Thanksgiving.
Arrow up. I love side dishes.
Okay, but which side dish gets the arrow up and which one gets the arrow down? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, Brussels sprouts is the down one. I am not a Brussels sprouts, guys. I need to eat my greens more, but maybe not that one. The big up one, oh, man, sweet potatoes.
All right, there you go. I like my wife makes great candied yams, so that is the up for me. Cream corn casserole is the down. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Good luck in week 13. Go get them.